Welcome to iRise online classes. This session will go for the topic articles. We'll go for the rules in detail, then we'll think about the application part. And we'll try solving the questions based only on the rules we're going to discuss now. Now, articles. How many articles in English? There are 3 articles in English: a, an, and the. These are the 3 articles in English. A and an are termed as indefinite articles, whereas the is termed as the definite article. Now, indefinite, in is a negative prefix meaning not. So if I say indefinite, that means not definite. A and an are termed as indefinite articles because we don't use a and an to refer to a specific person or a specific object. That's why they're termed as indefinite articles. That means a and an indefinite articles are taken as general. The is called the definite article because we use the to refer to a specific person or a specific object. That means the definite article is taken as specific. A and an are taken as general, the is taken as specific. Now, a and an. Can a and an be used with singular countable nouns? Yes, a boy, a girl, a pen, a book, a pencil. Can a and an be used with plural countable nouns? A boys, a girls? No. Can a and an be used with uncountable nouns? If I say water, water is uncountable. Should I say a water? No. It must be a glass of water. Water is uncountable. Glass of water is countable. So it must be a glass of water. Tea is uncountable. I should not say a tea. It must be a cup of tea. Tea is countable. Tea is uncountable. Whereas cup of tea is countable. So it must be a cup of tea. Milk is uncountable. I should not say a milk. Packet of milk is countable. So it must be a packet of milk. So, a and an cannot be used with plural countable nouns or uncountable nouns. A and an are used with singular countable nouns. A and an cannot be used with plural countable nouns or uncountable nouns. A and an are used with singular countable nouns. Can the be used with singular countable nouns? Yes. The boy, the girl, the book. Can the be used with plural countable nouns? The boys, the girls, the books, the cars. Can the be used with uncountable nouns? Yes, the water, the milk, the information. Information is uncountable. A piece of information is countable. The information, the milk, the sugar. So the can be used with singular countable nouns, plural countable nouns, and uncountable nouns. Whereas a and an are used with singular countable nouns. Clear? The can be used with singular countable nouns, plural countable nouns, and uncountable nouns. Now, when do we use an? When is an used? Now, how many vowel letters in English? Now, it's not vowel. It's not pronounced as V-O-W-L vowel. It's pronounced as vowel. T-O-W-L is not pronounced as towel. T-O-W-L is pronounced as tal. So, V-O-W-L is pronounced as vowel. Now, an is not used in front of vowel letters. An is used in front of vowel sounds. There are 44 sounds in English, if I'm not wrong. An is not used in front of vowel letters. An is used in front of vowel sounds. This concept, in fact, comes in phonetics, right? In phonetics, there's no need for us to go for phonetics in detail. Now, every sound has got a particular symbol. And in fact, the symbol tells us about the sound or the pronunciation of a particular word. There's no need for us to go for all those in detail. We're going to focus only on what is required for us. I have gone for some words here, right? You can take the arrows as blanks, right? You can take the arrows as blanks. I have gone for some words here. Now my question is, what we need to do is fill in these blanks with a or an. Fill in the blanks with a or an. Dash umbrella, a umbrella or an umbrella. Dash uniform, dash elephant, dash Italian, dash European, dash 11-hour program. I'll come back to it. Dash honest man, dash dash air. Now HONEST. H-O-N-E-S-T is pronounced as honest or honest. H is silent here. It is not pronounced as honest, it is pronounced as honest. E-L-E-V-E-N is not 11, it is pronounced as 11. Right? It's not 11, it's pronounced as 11. H-O-U-R is not pronounced as hour. H is silent here, it is just R. H-O-U-R is pronounced as R. That's it. That's not a hour, it's just R. H-E-I-R, you know the meaning of it, right? The successor. Now, when a king dies, his son becomes a king. The successor. H-E-I-R is not pronounced as hair. H-E-I-R is pronounced as air. Right? It's just air. Y-E-A-R is pronounced as year. Y-E-R is year. E-A-R is ear. I'll tell you that. E-A-R is ear, whereas Y-E-R is year. Dash MLA, dash MP, dash MBA degree, dash MCA degree, dash LLB degree, dash BTech degree, dash BCom degree. That's it. We have to fill in with A or N. Come to the first one. Dash umbrella, I say it must be an umbrella. I'll tell you why. Dash uniform, I say a uniform. Dash elephant, I say it must be an elephant. Dash Italian, I say an Italian. Dash European, I say it must be a European. Usually we say an European. It's an European is wrong. It must be a European. I'll tell you why. Dash 11-hour program, I say it must be an 11-hour program. Dash honest man, I say an honest man. Dash R, I say it must be an R. Dash air, I say it must be an air. Dash year, Y-E-R is pronounced as year, I say it must be a year. Dash ear, Y-E-R is year, E-R is ear. Dash ear, I say it must be an ear. An MLA, an MP, an MBA degree, an MCA degree, an LLB degree, a BTech degree, a BCom degree. Now, as I told you, an is not used in front of vowel letters, an is used in front of vowel sounds. Now just keep this in mind. If a word begins with the sound A, O, A or E, it must be an. If a word begins with a sound A, O, A or E, it must be an. If a word begins with a sound Ya or U, it must be A. When a word begins with a sound A, O, A or E, it must be an. If it begins with a sound Ya or U, it must be A. That is the rule. I told you an is not used in front of vowel letters, it's used in front of vowel sounds. Now come to the first one. Dash umbrella, U is a vowel letter. Forget about it. This word is pronounced as umbrella. Umbrella, what's the first sound? A is the first sound here, so it must be an umbrella. Dash uniform, U is a vowel letter, forget. This word is pronounced as uniform. Uniform, what's the first sound here? U is the first sound here, so it must be a uniform. Dash elephant, E is a vowel letter, forget. This word is pronounced as elephant. Elephant, the first sound is A, so it must be an elephant. Dash Italian. Now I is a vowel letter, forget. This word is pronounced as Italian. Italian, the first sound is E, so it must be an Italian. Getting it? Dash European, the E is a vowel letter, you just forget about it. This word is pronounced as European. European, the first sound is U, so it must be a European. Right? The first sound is U. It's European, the first sound is U, and if the sound is U, it must be a, so a European. Dash 11-hour program. I told you, E-L-E-V-E-N is not pronounced as 11, it's pronounced as 11. 11, the first sound is E, so it must be an 11-hour program. Now, an 11-hour program or an 11 hours program, which is correct. We have gone for this one in detail in the topic adjectives. An 11-hour program, in the sense, the word program becomes a noun because of the article an. After every article comes a noun. Program is a noun. If I say if program is a noun, 11-hour must be which part of speech? Adjective. The term 11-hour describes program, which is a noun. Any word that describes a noun is called an adjective. So 11-hour becomes an adjective here. As you know, I told you, an adjective cannot be used in the plural form. So an 11 hours program is a wrong usage. It must be an 11-hour program. So 11, the first sound is E, so it must be an 11-hour program. Now, H-O-N-E-S-T. I told you, H is silent here. It is not honest. This word is pronounced as honest. Honest, the first sound is O. Right? It's honest. The first sound is O, so it must be an honest man. Dash H-O-U-R. H is silent. It is not hour. It is just pronounced as R. R, the first sound is R, so it must be an R. Got it? H-E-I-R. H is silent. H is not pronounced here. H is silent. H-E-I-R is pronounced as air. Air, the first sound is A, so it must be an air. H-E-I-R is pronounced as air and the first sound is A. Air, first sound is A, so an air. Dash year. Now, Y-E-A-R is pronounced as year. Year, what's the first sound? Year, if the first sound is E, it must be an. Right? If the first sound is E, year, Y-E-R is not E actually. If the first sound is E, it must be an. But I said it is a year. Y-E-A-R is pronounced as year. Year, for the first sound is a ya. The first sound is ya, then comes E. It's year, the first sound is ya, so it must be a year. E-A-R is pronounced as ear. E-A-R is ear. Ear, the first sound is E. Right? So it must be an ear. So a year and ear. A year and ear. Come next one. Dash MLA. M is not a vowel letter. M is a consonant letter. Forget about it. This word is pronounced as M-L-A. M, the first sound is A. M-L-A. M, the first sound is A, so it must be an M-L-A. MP, the first sound is A, so it must be an MP. Dash MBA degree. MBA. MBA, the first sound is A, so it must be an MBA degree. MCA, the first sound is A, so it must be an MCA degree. Fine. Come next one. Dash LLB degree. L is not a vowel letter. L is a consonant letter. Forget about it. This word is pronounced as LLB. L, the first sound is A. MBA. A. LLB. A is the first sound, so it must be an LLB degree. Come to the next one. Dash BTech degree. If you find any difficulty with any word, if you find any difficulty with any sentence, you go for a parallel sentence. Similarly, if you find any difficulty with any word, you go for a parallel word. Dash BTech degree. BTech, the first sound is B. B is not a vowel sound. B is a consonant sound. If I say boy, the first sound is B. Book, the first sound is B. Ball, the first sound is B. Bench, the first sound is B. Similarly, BTech, the first sound is B. A boy or an boy? It's a boy, a book, a bench, a ball. So a BTech degree. So if you have any difficulty with any word, you go for a parallel word that you know. Just check the beginning sound, the sound that comes at the beginning of the word. Similarly, BCom, the first sound is B, so it must be a BCom degree, a BTech degree. So when a word begins with sound R, O, A or E, use an. When a word begins with sound ya or u, use a. Got it? Come to this one. I have gone for 2 sentences here, right? And if I go for a sentence like I have book. I have book. Grammatically correct or wrong? I say this sentence is grammatically wrong. Now, book is a noun. You know this. Book is a noun. Countable, uncountable? Countable. Singular, plural? Singular. So, book is a singular countable noun. Now, the rule is this. Before a singular countable noun, there will be a, an or the depending on the usage. Before a singular countable noun, there will be a, an or the depending on the usage. A and an are used with singular countable nouns. The can be used with singular countable nouns as well, because the can be used with singular countable nouns, plural countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Right? So before a singular countable noun, there will be a, an or the depending on the usage. Fine. Book is a singular countable noun. So I have dash book. Book is a singular countable noun. So before book, any of these will be there. Anyway, we cannot say and book. Right, that is wrong, because book and book is wrong. Now my question is, should it be I have a book, I have the book, or both are correct? In this case, only one is correct. I'll tell you which one. I'll come back to it. Come to the next statement. I bought dash book that my teacher had asked me to. Book is a singular countable noun. So before book, any of these will be there. Fine. And book is anywhere wrong. Right. Now tell me, now decide. I have a book that my teacher had asked. I bought a book that my teacher had asked me to, or I bought the book that my teacher had asked me to. Now I bought dash book that my teacher had asked me to means asked me to buy. The word buy, the verb buy is understood here. Fine. Ask me to means ask me to buy. In this case, I say it must be I bought the book that my teacher had asked me to. In the first case, I say it must be I have a book. The first one, it must be I have a book. The second one must be I bought dash book that my teacher had asked me to. Now listen. This is how to identify whether a noun in a sentence is general or specific. When there is no information given regarding a noun in a sentence, that noun is taken as general. I told you to some extent while discussing adjectives, I guess. When there is no information given regarding a noun in a sentence, that noun is taken as general. Come to the first one. I have dash book. Book is a noun. In this sentence, is there any detail given regarding the noun? Regarding the noun book? No. There is no information given regarding the noun book here. So noun book must be taken as general, and general means it is a and an. Anyway, we cannot say and book, so it must be a book. I have a book. Come to the next one. I bought dash book that my teacher had asked me to. Book is a noun. In this sentence, is there any detail given regarding the noun book? Yes. What is that? That my teacher had asked me to. Book that my teacher had asked me to. So that my teacher had asked me to is the information given regarding the noun book. When there is some information given regarding a noun in a sentence, that noun must be taken as specific. So this is how to identify whether noun in a sentence is general or specific. When there is no information given regarding a noun, that noun is general. When there is some information given regarding a noun, that noun is specific. And specific means it is the. I told you earlier, a and an are general, the is specific. Now in the second statement, we have some information given regarding the noun book. Book that my teacher had asked me to. So that my teacher had asked me to is information given regarding the noun book. So in this case, the noun book must be taken as specific, and specific means it is the. So I bought the book that my teacher had asked me to. Got it? So this is how to identify whether noun sentence is general or specific. So as I told you, before a singular countable noun, there will be a, an or the depending on the usage. Fine. Now come to the statement. I have friends. I have friends, grammatically correct or wrong? I say this should not be considered. Friends is a noun. Friends is a noun. Countable, uncountable? Countable. Singular, plural? Plural. Friends is a plural countable noun. I told you before a singular countable noun, there will be a, an or the depending on the usage. Before a plural countable noun, there will be some, many, a few or the depending on the usage. Before a plural countable noun, there will be some, many, a few or the depending on the usage. The can be used with plural countable nouns as well. Friends is a plural countable noun. So before friends, any of these must be there. So if I say I have some friends, I have some friends, grammatically correct. I have many friends, grammatically correct. I have a few friends, grammatically correct. In this context, I have the friends, correct? No. Why? In this sentence, there is no information given regarding the noun friends. So in this case, the noun friends cannot be taken as specific. So in this context, I have the friends is grammatically wrong. I have some friends, completely fine. I have many friends, completely fine. I have a few friends, completely fine. So before a singular countable noun, a, an or the will be there. Before a plural countable noun, there will be some, many, a few or the depending on the usage. Getting it? Now, we have already discussed it. The difference between little, a little, few, a few. Little means nothing. If I say I have little money, that means I have no money. A little means some. If I say I have a little money, that means I have some money. Few means no one. If I say I have few friends, that means I have no friends. If I say I have a few friends, that means I have some friends. So little and few. Little and few are negative, meaning nothing or negligible, and a few are positive, meaning some. Right? A little and a few are positive, meaning some. As you know, little and a little are used with uncountable nouns. Few and a few are used with countable nouns. We have already discussed it in the topic adjectives. Much and many, this also I told you. Many is used with countable nouns, whereas much is used with uncountable nouns. Friends, countable. So how many friends or how much friends? Must be how many friends. Money is uncountable. We don't count money, we count notes and coins. How many money or how much money? How much money. So little, a little and much are used with uncountable nouns. Few, a few and many are used with countable. We have already gone for it in the topic adjectives as well. Right. Now, some can be used with both countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Some can be used with both countable nouns and uncountable nouns because, as you know, a few is used with countable nouns, a little is used with uncountable nouns. A few and a little mean the same some. The meaning of both a few and a little is some. So some can be used with both countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Some money, uncountable nouns means some money, some water, some tea, some sugar, some milk, some information. Countable nouns, some friends, some books, some chairs, some tables, some pens, etc. So some can be used with both countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Fine. Now, the appears in front of a superlative degree adjective. Now, superlative degree adjective, we have gone for the topic adjectives in detail. Superlative degree adjective means ST words. Now, superlative in the sense we are referring to the specific level. As we are referring to the specific level, in front of a superlative degree adjective, it must be the. Right? As superlative means we are referring to a specific level. In front of a superlative degree adjective, it must be the. Right? Now, I have gone for a paragraph here. You take it as a paragraph. My question is, fill in these blanks with a, an, or the. That is my question. Fill in these blanks with a, an, or the. Now, I have told you in the case of para jumbles as well, in a sentence or a paragraph, the change always happens from general to specific. In a sentence or a paragraph, the change always happens from general to specific. That means it starts in a general way and then moves on to specific. It's always general to specific. Right? Now come to the paragraph given here. Fill in with a, an, or the. Dash beggar pleaded with me for alms. Pleaded me is a wrong usage. Pleaded with me is a correct usage. Dash beggar pleaded with me for alms. He was dash poorest of dash beggars in my locality. Now, alms means the help that we offer to a beggar. Food or money, whatever it is. The help offered to beggars is called alms. Something like arm, it's alms. He was dash poorest of dash beggars in my locality. I gave him dash 10 rupee note. My friends shouted at me for giving him dash only amount that was there in my wallet. Now, for the third blank, he was dash poorest of dash beggars. For this blank, I give options like some, many, the. For this particular blank, the options are some, many, the. Fine. Understand the meaning. Dash beggar pleaded with me for alms. Anyway, we can also say an beggar. A beggar or the beggar. I told you it starts in a general way and then moves on to specific. So it must be a beggar. A beggar pleaded with me for alms. He was dash poorest. Poorest is a superlative degree adjective. In front of a superlative degree adjective, it must be the. So he was the poorest of dash beggars in my locality. Some beggars, many beggars, or the beggars. He was dash poorest, the poorest of dash beggars in my locality. Beggars is a noun. In this sentence, is there any detail given regarding the noun beggars? Yes. What is that? In my locality. Beggars in my locality. So, in my locality is the information given regarding the noun beggars. So, noun beggars in this case must be taken as specific. Based on that, some and many are eliminated. It must be the beggars in my locality. So, he was the poorest of the beggars in my locality. I gave him dash 10 rupee note. We are not referring to any specific 10 rupee note here. So, it cannot, anyway we cannot say an 10 rupee note. So, we are not referring to any specific 10 rupee note as of now. So, it must be I have given him a 10 rupee note. My friends shouted at me. Shouted me is wrong. Shouted at me is correct. Shouted is a verb. At is a preposition. A verb followed by a preposition is called a phrase. My friends shouted at me for giving him dash only amount that was there in my wallet. Amount is a noun, right? Amount is a noun. I told you after every article there must be a noun. Amount is a noun. In this sentence, is there any detail given regarding the noun amount? Yes. What is that? That was there in my wallet. Amount that was there in my wallet. So that was there in my wallet is the information given regarding the noun amount. So the noun amount must be taken as specific. So the only amount that was there in my wallet. One more instance, only is there. I cannot say an only amount. Only means very specific. So the only amount that was there in my wallet. Now we'll see whether the paragraph makes sense or not. A beggar pleaded with me for alms. He was the poorest of the beggars in my locality. I gave him a 10 rupee note. My friends shouted at me for giving him the only amount that was there in my wallet. The whole paragraph makes sense. Right. Now, a beggar pleaded with me for alms. Active voice or passive voice? A beggar did the action or received the action? A beggar did the action. Subject comes at the beginning at the active voice. In the active voice, pleaded with. Pleaded is a verb. With is a preposition. A verb followed by a preposition is called a phrase. Pleaded with is a verb here. Me is the object here. Subject, verb, object, active voice. Simple past tense. The structure of simple past in the passive voice is was, so, verb plus V3. Now, if we change this sentence into the passive voice also, it must be in the simple past tense. We'll change and see. A beggar pleaded with me for alms. In the passive voice becomes, I was pleaded with by a beggar for alms. I was pleaded by a beggar is wrong. I was pleaded with by a beggar for alms. Was pleaded with is was plus V3, simple past, passive voice. He was the poorest of the beggars in my locality. Poorest is a superlative degree adjective. Think about all the concepts that appear in all the topics. Poorest is a superlative degree adjective. We can use a superlative degree adjective when we refer to the highest level entity in a group. What's a group here? The beggars in my locality is the group here. We are talking about the highest level entity, superlative degree adjective, grammatically correct. We'll convert the same idea to the comparative degree form. He was the poorest of all the beggars in my locality is superlative. The same idea in the comparative degree form becomes, he was poorer than any other beggar. Any other beggars is a wrong usage. Poor is a positive degree adjective. Poorer is a comparative degree adjective. Poorest is a superlative degree adjective. Poor, poorer, poorest. The same idea in the comparative degree form becomes, he was poorer than any other beggar in my locality. The same meaning, the only thing is expressed in two different forms. One is a superlative degree form, the other one is a comparative degree form. That's the only difference. I gave him a 10 rupee note. A 10 rupees note is a wrong usage. Note is a noun because of the article a. So 10 rupee becomes an adjective here. I told you an adjective cannot be used in the plural form. So a 10 rupees note is a wrong usage. It must be a 10 rupee note. Right. I gave him a 10 rupee note. Active voice. It must be active voice because the verb here is gave V2. V1 and V2 will never come in the passive voice. I gave him a 10 rupee note. Active voice, simple past tense. The same idea in the passive voice becomes, he was given a 10 rupee note by me. He was given a 10 rupee note by me. Was given is was plus V3, simple past, passive voice. My friends shouted at me for giving him the only amount that was there in my wallet. Come till here, we'll take up to here. My friends shouted at me, active voice. My friends did the action, subject comes at the beginning in active voice. Shouted is a verb, at is a preposition, shouted at becomes a phrase. My friends shouted at me, active voice, simple past tense. In the passive voice also it must be in the simple past tense. My friends shouted at me in the passive voice becomes, I was shouted at by my friends. I was shouted by my friends is wrong. I was shouted at by my friends for giving him the only amount that was there in my wallet. Now, that is a relative pronoun. Who, whom, that, which. I told you about the usage of that. When we refer to something that is very specific, like the, only, the, same, or superlative degree adjective, we go for that. The only amount means it is very specific, so that is completely fine. That concept is also correct. I mean, the concept regarding relative pronouns is also completely fine. So for giving him the only amount that was there in my wallet. Now the whole paragraph makes sense.